scholarships and support for education. So I want to ask, when you're doing all this, starting this business, do you have any? So maybe we'll start with Shirley, but anybody can chime in on this. We have an accumulated, I actually think this is a much more solvable problem going forward if we could make it possible for every young person to get in and through undergraduate education essentially debt-free with minor changes. But there is a massive accumulated debt here. And the average is about $27,000, but people that go to medical school may owe $200,000 or more. The worst example I've heard is I got a letter from a guy who was immensely proud of his wife, who was a doctor, but she only wanted to do public service. So she kept doing these internships and everything, and for 6 months at a time, so she could never pay back her loan. Because we don't have the National Health Service Corps anymore, which existed in the 1970s, where you got rid of your medical school debt if you did 4 or 5 years in public service. So her loan got up to $400,000 because a college loan is the only loan you cannot refinance, which I think is insane. I talked to a woman the other day I bought a pair of jeans from. It's an old, somebody I've done business with for 10 years. Her son's graduated from college with a student loan at 9%, and she just refinanced her home at under 4%. There's something wrong with this picture. So what do you, Charlie, what do you think we should do about this, the accumulated student debt that's weighing on Jules' generation?
Well, I think there are a couple of things. Thank you for the question. So let's look at what exists and then what can exist. So there are students who graduate with too much debt. Now, our students graduate with debt. They get really great jobs, so our default rate is essentially nothing. That doesn't mean they don't graduate with debt, however. So I think we need to think back through and rejuvenate some things that used to exist. And you alluded to one of them, which has to do with